Hello, this is Jake Light, Gaming Lawyer at your service. We're once again back with another Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney, and we're going to be continuing from last session, which is, I believe we finished the investigation of the game, of the part, and we will be, how do you say, doing the trial part now. I believe we can, a bit of a recap on the story is that we were like, how do you say, we managed to get our client out of the accusation of being a thief, but now he's charged with murder. So, how nice. But I like 3 hours of like doing the investigation part. Now we're finally doing the trial part. Okay. Alright. So let's do this. October 14th, 9:41 AM, District Court, Defendant Lobby number 4. Hey Nick! What is it this time? You won't believe how many people are here for the trial. Well, it is a murder case. What are you talking about? They're here for the trial next door. Next door? Lost connection to your stream. Oh yeah, I stopped streaming. Then, how do you say? Because I had to, like, my OBS wasn't capturing the game, so I had to restart. So there's a problem with like capturing the game is that you have to start OBS with the administration settings or something. And only it will capture it. I don't know why. It does. I don't need to do that for all other games, but this one, it's kind of annoying. I thought I did open the OBS administration settings, but no, apparently not. So I had to start again. And it doesn't matter how fast I get back into streaming. It still considers as considers the stream ending. Yeah, sorry about that, Neon. Why don't you know this, Nick? They're having Detective Adme's trial today. Detective Adme? They say they're going to try him as Master Mask. Ready? It was fast. Okay, we'll find just here like once I've everything that's happening, just iteration, nothing else. Don't understand. Boy, I'd love to see Master Mask's trial. Who's saying that? I know. By the way, where's Pearls? She went back home. She can't neglect her training anymore. No. Who is knocking? I guess it's Ronnie, maybe? I know you don't like me. Pearls has really got into her training lately, huh? Yeah, ever since that incident last year. Please, don't ignore me! Oh yeah, it's Ron. Mr. Light, good morning. No one likes me. No one would notice me, even if I killed someone. Oh no. Only Jake's reactions and no sounds of sorry. That'll be too weird. Come on, don't be silly. Wait a sec. But here's your reaction to what's happening. That'll be probably kind of boring. You don't mean you're the murderer? No. I'm just a poor thief. Wait, it's not right. A thief can't really be poor. Well, a thief can be poor. I mean, if they are not poor in the first place, why would they be stealing? Now, let's see. According to Mr. Delight, from his second crime on, he was following a bunch of set plans. Plans that someone had been sending to him to help him commit the heists. Do you really think there's a connection between the thief and the murder, Nick? It's possible, but today's trial is a race against the clock. So stealing is still a family, you're going to be a stammer. Yes, if our client is charged of that, right now he's not charged of that. He's charged of murder. Huh? How come? Let's just take our time like always. I'm afraid that's not an option. James! Welcome, welcome. You're doing well. How am I doing? I'm good, I'm good. We're playing Ace Attorney, a visual novel about fighting in court, using evidence to defend our client, prove our client. Here, they are innocent. So right now, we're proving innocence of a thief, quote-unquote thief, of murder. October 14th, 10 a.m. District Court, courtroom number 6. That's because of theft but made legal. Well, it's kind of like a philosophical perspective discussions, I guess, in terms of what we're describing, defining what a thief is. What? Okay, let me do the voice. Court is now in session for the trial of Mr. Ron Delight. The defense is ready, Your Honor. You're ready? Preparation is the last refuge of the weak. Okay, settle down, everyone. Let's begin with your opening statement, Mr. Gordot. He's got a judge in the palm of his hand. Yet again. Ron Delight is simply too young to be sent to war. That's all. I'm afraid I have no idea what that means, Mr. Gordot. Best of judge impression. Nah. I'm trying to get back into it. Anyways, I'm gonna go. Alright, take care, Candy. Hope you have a good night or good day. Good day, I think. You need to get out more, Your Honor. Life is war. That is exactly why you must be more precise in your wording. That's all my statement means. You understand now, right? Yes, well then, let me briefly summarize the details of this case. Wow, the judge is taking shots like he knows what's going on for a change. The victim is Kane Bullard, CEO of KB Security. His body was found in a safe at approximately 9 a.m. on the morning of the 13th. However, the time of death was estimated as 1 a.m. of the previous day. And that's when our little lost kitten dropped the ball. Hey! 15 streams, Rick. Nice. So it wasn't broken. I think maybe it counts per day rather than per stream. But no. That little lost kitten is, of course, the defendant. Very well then, Mr. Gordot. Please call your first witness. I never drink more than 17 cups of coffee during any given trial. The first one is always the best. Mr. Gordot, your witness. Okay, then, let's hear what the defendant, Mr. Ron Delight, has to say for himself. The defendant? Well, Mr. Wright, does the defense have any objections? It may be a bit of a disadvantage having the defendant testify. But... well, can you force a testimony from accused? You can't, but I think, you know, the right to remain silent has a bad inference if you do that in this context. I remember when Mia was defending me, she allowed me to testify so she could do the cross-examination. She put a lot of trust in me back then. I have no objections, Your Honor. The defense will allow Mr. Delight to testify. I'm actually not very certain, even though I've done the investigation and everything, I'm not very certain what was Ron really doing. My best guess is that he's not actually... he might be in both places. I don't know. Not sure. Maybe he is at the murder location, but also at the same time at the exhibition afterwards, maybe? I'm not sure. Or Ron was never in the exhibition, because nobody saw him. And I don't think the last heist, was involved in anything about it. Then some of that conversation meant that he was also involved in it. It was also part of like stealing the urn. But I think not. Maybe I'm just misremembering, because I also kind of remember him saying he doesn't know how the urn looks like. Ha! You've got God's right. All right, Mr. Ron Delight, please take the stand. You did it, didn't you? Okay. Yes. Okay. What? No. That's not true. For a moment there, I thought we'd set the record for the shortest trial ever. Well, Mr. Delight already looks plenty guilty for that face he's making. Once he's opened his big mouth, he'll probably put the last nail in his own coffin. Ah, very well. Now then, can you tell me something? If you didn't kill Bullard, why did you go to KB's security? Yeah, we know he went to the company, to office, because of the blackmail letter he received, which, if anything, he is responsible, at least responsible for all the heists that has happened. Although, yeah, that's true for all the cases except for the first one. She was the sole perpetrator of it. So that's all. I feel like that's only part of the story. There's something's missing in regards maybe to him being a security chief. Well, it's kind of hard to say. Boy, I wish I could go home. Now then, let's hear some testimony about what happened. My visit to KB Security. Alright. That evening, around 1 AM, I went to see Mr. Bullard in his office at KB Security. The blackmail letter I got, it ordered me to go there. I've been working for KB Security until a year ago. I knew where his office was. Okay, nothing sus about that, but we need more information, I think, about the blackmail letter. 1 AM. The exact time the murder took place. The weak can get washed away by the tides of fate. Strong, drink it up. It's bitter today, too. Just like my destiny. You'd never know that from the way he's chugging it down. Mr. Wright. Your cross-examination, if you please. Yeah, I think the only thing we need to do here maybe is to just press certain statements. Maybe the one on blackmail I got. You don't want me to go there. It ordered you there. It's the first time I've gotten a blackmail letter that ordered me to go somewhere. Does that mean you've gotten other blackmail letters then? Oh, of course. It'd say things like, steal this, or take that. Oh, why don't you save those for later, Mr. Delight? Please don't say anymore. Now, what should I do? Press harder. So what did the blackmail letter in question say? Say to bring 50,000. Money, eh? A perfect motive for committing murder. Oh, but wait! I've never intended to pay that money anyway. Oh, is that right? After all, he had nothing to hold over my head. I have nothing to be afraid of. An important point indeed. Witness, let's have that added to your testimony. Yes, sir. Ha. Muddy Mudskipper in outer space has a better chance of surviving there than I do. Right, we're gonna contradict the statement. It was going to cost me trouble or anything. Just directly use the blackmail letter, I guess. That's my guess, but let me check. Okay, let me check. I could be wrong. Ignore the statement. Okay. No, not right now, apparently. Press more statements. You used to be a security chief for KB Security, right? Yes, that's right. A security chief? You? And yet, a year ago, you were fired without notice. Revenge for an old grudge. A perfect motive for murder, wouldn't you say? This isn't good. Maybe I should change the subject. Life after being fired. Why he was fired? Mr. Dye, please tell us why you were fired from your job. Well... The world is filled with those who have said, I wish I had never asked that. Okay, then I take it back. Offended, please answer the question. Well, I needed money. You needed money? Well, you see, Nessie loves to spend it. It's kind of her hobby. Not exactly the best hobby in the world, huh, Nick? My salary wasn't nearly enough. So I stole the data from the company. Stole data? Come again? AB Security has a lot of security info on all sorts of companies. I see. Since I was security team chief... You stole some data and sold it. Oh boy. It's gonna get charged for other crimes then. It's confessing to some stuff that I don't think... yeah, unless you plead something, I'm not sure, like right to not be convicted, charged for some sort of statement you make for one case and not another, then you can make this sort of statement. But I think that's like only statements that that helps with the prosecutor's case, maybe? I don't know. Mr. Bullard found out and I was fired immediately. What? Wish I had never asked that. I was somehow able to keep it secret. It seemed like I had quit on my own. What is it, Nick? You don't look so good. I guess that's the part I was wondering about. Why was he fired? Someone who brings harm to the company is fired as punishment. You do well to remember that. Is it really a crime to steal company information? I feel like not really. It's probably just in breach of company law or something. I'm saying it's on the same day. I think we're okay. I'm pretty sure if someone's streamed 4 or 5 times on day, it counts as one day or my card reminds me of Neon. Does he? Actually, he kind of does, doesn't he? I knew you'd say that. He sure told you. So you admit that you stole data from your company, is that correct? Yes, I'm sorry. What way? Well, the hair and the mask, I guess. This is a very important fact. Please add it to your testimony. Oh man, this whole thing just took a big turn for the worse. Crashed and blew up. It's gonna take the jaws of life to rip this case from the clutches of disaster. There's plenty of motive to kill the CEO from Ron. Yeah, just the appearance and coffee then. Don't think you act like that. or speak like how I'm like voicing him. So yeah. But Desi doesn't know about it. So do I just blackmail letter didn't scam me was going? It will cause him problems, right? Ignore this statement, the new... It doesn't... Okay, I have no idea what to... I thought to use the blackmail letter, but no, it's for... It's to present this instead. I would never know. I would never know to do this. Mr. Delight, what you said just now doesn't match what you told me yesterday. Huh? What doesn't? I think you must have been scared, very scared, of having a certain person find out your secret. Oh? A certain person? Miss Desiree Delight, the defendant's wife. Wow, but I... Listen to me, my Tessie, she's... Looks like if I just sit back and relax, the fun will end before it truly begins. Dot. Yes, we know. It was all your wife's fault. What do you mean? Mr. Delight stole company data to pay for his wife's spending habit, for which he was fired. Unable to face his own wife, someone used his dirty little secret to blackmail him. That is how this murder came about. Oh, Now everything is falling into place for him. Don't talk about my Tessie like that. Oh, you'll be sorry. Okay. Not very intimidating, the voice I give him. Or am I not intimidating at all? As a person, with my voice. Well, it seems that we've learned a great deal of things here so far. What do you think, Nick? I didn't think it was possible to get so thoroughly whipped in just 20 minutes. Clearly, there was sufficient motive for murder. He stole data for his wife, and he killed to protect his secret. A family man who cared just a little too much. The motive is clear. Let's move on. Well, if that's our approach is to prove our client isn't the murderer, I think we have to tell everyone that he's actually been Master Mas the entire time, albeit with help, you know, all the heist planning. What happened at the crime scene at 1 in the morning, Mr. Delight? Calm now, tell us. We're all ears. That's what happened. You went there and you saw the dead body and you put it in the safe. That doesn't sound sus at all. When I entered the office, there was a suspicious shadow there. Or dual lawyer pick of the neon light law firm. Dual lawyer pick of the neon light law firm. Is in a picture of me and you together or something. As lawyers. Suddenly I was hit on the forehead. After that, I remember being a bit dazed. Jake Knight. If I had been wearing that, I would have been killed. When it came to, Mr. Blood was lying there, dead. Yeah, so he didn't saw the body until after he was bonked. You get top billing, but it sounds like a name. Probably, I mean, there's probably actual people. Person's names is called Jake Knight. They have a surname as Knight. I see. Suddenly hit on the forehead, huh? I believe the detective from yesterday provided similar testimony. He said that Master Demasque struck him on the head from behind. Of course, since the enemy turned out to be the culprit himself, it was all a lie. So, yeah, he wasn't bonked at all. Look at me, wasn't bonked at all. And most likely wasn't at the exhibition, perhaps. I feel like... But then again, doesn't... Yeah, wait, look at me is... I am so confused. Who bonked Ron? If we assume that look at me bonked Ron, and look at me won't have been at the exhibition at 1 o'clock. Because at 1 o'clock, someone was at the exhibition. Who? Is it really look at me or not? Because this happened on the same day. If Ron was going there to steal the thing, then unless there's another person, I don't know. I don't think there's another person. This is the part I'm like very confused. Like, who is at the exhibition? Now we're... Well, of course we're assuming Ron was bonked by look at me. If Ron wasn't bonked by look at me, then who was it? But if it was someone else, does it make sense? Huh. No one's going to believe a pathetic lie like that. What are you saying? I really was attacked. We'll find out if what you say is true or not during the cross-examination. Got that. Mr. Trite, don't go easy just because he's your client. Well, the one who should be doing the cross-examination is the prosecutor. The accused most likely gave a testimony that's favorable to us. As the defendant's lawyer, at most we are just going to be like, it's not called a cross-examination, we're just calling it examination. It's like helping the helping the person testify how he should be testifying. So like asking direct questions, leading questions, however you like, so that, you know, the witness, the accused, says the right thing, you know, sabotage himself just like earlier ago. But yeah, in this game, there's no such thing as anything else but cross-examination, and it is all done by the defendant's lawyer. Whether it's a hostile witness, hostile witness, or the accused, it doesn't matter. Cross-examine everyone. If I see any sign that you are, I'll treat you to another cup of my special blend. That's kind of that's assault, Godot. That's assault. You don't need to worry about that, Mr. Godot. Well, I guess it's not that bad, considering in the previous game we got whipped, actually whipped by the prosecutor. By Francesca. I have faith in Ron. I know he didn't do it. I don't have faith in what he says. I mean, a person can be innocent, but whatever he blabs about doesn't make it so that, you know, people will believe it. Entered office, so suspicious shadow there. What do you mean, suspicious shadow? Who was this suspicious who is this sus? Who was sus? If there was 1,000 of me, if even one knew, I tell you, trust me. He's dodging all of your questions. It's not helping us with his case. Okay, then how was the victim, Mr. Bullard, at that time? What do you mean by how was he? Was he already dead? Was he still alive? Maybe he was the one who hit you in the first place. That's a good question. What do you think, Mr. Wright? Forget it. Yeah, that's actually a very important thing I want to know, but I guess nobody knows. I remember being a bit dazed. Your forehead. Yes, I was hit on the forehead as soon as I entered the room. It was an amazingly fast and powerful attack. Do you remember anything about who hit you? Well, like I said, it was a fast and powerful hit. I think I was a little dazed for a while. I don't think Mr. Delight even grasped what you were asking. Yeah, I'd like to show him a fast and powerful attack myself. Maybe that would knock some sense back into him. If I had been wearing that, I would have been killed. What were you wearing, Ron? That? Could you please clarify what you are referring to? Why, my Master Mask costume, of course. Wait just a moment. Master Mask? Huh? Oh, did I forget to mention it before? Just to be on the safe side, I dressed as Master Mask. And then I descended upon the office of the CEO of KB Security. What? Nick, did you know about this? You never told me this. I don't recall him ever mentioning it to me either. Yes. It's a very crucial fact we don't know. Even I didn't know that. It seems our little friend really loves to keep secrets. I'm sorry. I've never had a chance to mention it up until now. Wait. It's not right. You know, sometimes these things just slip into your mind. Ha! My 6th cup of coffee is staring up at me coldly. Yeah, I'm not really a coffee person, actually. Never really am. Although I don't mind drinking coffee sometimes. It's not something like, oh, I must have. But also, I like it. So, you know, if I go to a cafe or something, I would order one. Like a cappuccino or something. At any rate, we can't ignore this new piece of information. Witness, please correct your testimony. Is this fact important? I don't know. Why? What's important of it? What evidence would contradict this? Master Mask photo in the exhibition? I don't think so. Oh, we have to press again. Why were you dressed up as Master Mask? Why, because I'm Master Mask, of course. What are you talking about? Master Mask trial is being held next door. Oh. Yes, I guess so. Anyway, at the time, I thought I was being blackmailed over the Master Mask issue. So I thought I should go as him, just to be safe. Oh boy. Let me tell you, it's a real pain to move around with that cape. Why, it took a lot longer than I expected. Took a lot longer? What is he talking about? Press harder. What do you mean by took a lot longer? Oh, opening the safe, of course. My cape caught on safe door, you see. This all happened when I was hiding Mr. Poulat's body.
What was that? Back up a second.
Yes?
You were the one that hid the body in the safe.
Well, yeah.
Inconceivable.
It's also a crime, I think. Disturbing a crime scene? Disturbing a body? I think. I don't know. Very far-fetched to, like, put a charge on whatever it is, on that act, though. I feel like. But still, you know, you don't normally move dead bodies, even if you don't, if you are not involved with it. Like, say you found a dead body. The first thing you didn't do is, of course, you know, check if it's if the person is really dead or something. If it's, I guess, but then you wouldn't really move the dead body. So who would touch the dead body and move it around though? So that's kind of like, I guess it depends on the intention, perhaps. Just move the body for the sake of moving it. I don't know. If you're trying to hide it, it's very suspicious. But if at the end all the evidence doesn't point to you being involved with it, other than, yeah, you took the body and placed it somewhere, I'm not sure. I'm actually not sure. Probably have to look it up. But I don't really see what problem is that, unless you can show that your intention is to hide the body in some way, destroy evidence in some way. Yeah, if that is the case, yes, that is a crime. You know, destroying evidence for someone else is, you know, even if you don't commit the crime yourself, if you don't murder the person yourself, still a crime. I think that's considered obstruction of justice or something and all that.
Why? Just why? What reason could you have? What were you thinking?
Question. When does someone toss their dirty shorts in the washing machine?
What?
The answer is simple. When they take them off.
As usual, I have no idea what you're saying.
Well, I'm gonna take a guess is that, you know, Goddard is saying, is accusing our client that he's removing the body to hide the evidence. You mean that Mr. Delight hit the body because he's the murderer?
Oh, so you're not as stupid as you look.
This metaphor this time was really obscure. Yeah, it really is.
Mr. Wright, you don't mean that you knew about this whole safe business, do you?
Well, yes.
Why am I the only one not in the loop here? Witness, make sure you add this to the testimony.
Yes, sir. Uh-oh. Looks like a storm front. It's moving it over the fairway, the judge. Took about 10 minutes. That's very specific. It can't be the case, right? Yes. We have the buzzer. Buzzer record. Yeah, the buzzer went off once at 1:02 a.m. Super 12 in the CEO's office. Although we learned that it's actually, you know, it's being lazy. So this is like us stalling a bit, I guess. Stalling. Not really proving directly, or at least we know the truth. Because once the Butts testify that he actually didn't steal work, then yep. But this is gonna be a nothing burger, I guess. Your Honor, could you please take a look at this record?
But what might this be?
The record for the emergency buzzer that connects the CEO's office to security. If the button in the office is pressed, a security team is supposed to come running. According to this record, the buzzer was pushed once, and at 1:02 a.m.
What?
If Mr. Rondelite truly was the murderer, he would have ran as soon as that buzzer sounded. After all, the security guard would have been heading his way. Yeah, I guess. He would have ran rather than hide the body, I guess.
Huh. Let's remember who we're dealing with here. He probably had no idea there was security personnel in the building.
Up until 1 year ago, my client was working as chief of security. There's no way he would have known about them. Also, pretty weird, there's only one security personnel in a security company.
But, as it turns out, the guard never came.
It was nothing more than a coincidence. The fact that the guard was a pathetic loser who had just gotten punched in the face by his ex's new boyfriend. Was it anywhere in the vicinity was not something Mr. Light could have known.
Again, remember who we're dealing with here. It's a sure bet that Mr. Light didn't even notice the buzzer going off.
This buzzer is extremely loud. There's no way he could have ignored something like that. If he had been conscious, that is.
Conscious? What do you mean by that? Look. Fine, let's hear your theory.
Recall the defendant's testimony. The moment he entered the victim's office, someone attacked him. Mr. Delight said he felt dazed. I'm willing to wager that he was knocked unconscious for at least a few minutes.
Unconscious? So he fainted.
That's why Mr. Delight didn't know that the buzzer had sounded. And that's why he thought he had time to hide the body.
So, what are you trying to say?
Mr. Delight was knocked out, and the buzzer went off soon afterwards. Now, unless my client was able to hit the buzzer while he was unconscious, it can only mean that there was another person in that room. That's right. Whoever it was, they knocked out Rondelite and impressed the buzzer.
Order in the court. Mr. Wright, this is...
Objection!
This is preposterous. It was this kid. Rondelite is the one who killed Kane Bullard.
And who pressed the buzzer?
It was the victim, of course. He pressed the buzzer when the defender attacked him. He didn't die right away. He must have held long enough to push that button. So Kane Bullard sounded the buzzer himself. What is your opinion on this, Mr. Wright?
I need to prove that the real criminal was there at the scene, but how? I prove that it wasn't Kane Bullard who sounded the buzzer. I think I can. Do I have autopsy record of the murder? Why seriously? Okay. It doesn't say instantly die. It is sure. Cerebral hemorrhaging from blunt trauma to the head. Right? Apparently not. Oh yeah, the buzzer was sounded immediately at 1 a.m., right? Or something. See your office buzzer. There are no fingerprints on it. There's no fingerprint on it. It's not. Oh, it's not Kane Bullard. Oh, yeah. The defense's opinion is this, Your Honor. This piece of evidence proves that it wasn't the victim who sounded the buzzer. I believe this is the piece of incontrovertible evidence you were looking for.
Emergency buzzer. Is there some kind of clue on it?
Absolutely not.
Hey, come on now. At least give some thought to what you say before opening your mouth.
The fact that there are absolutely no clues is itself the clue.
Now I'm the one who's clueless.
This body has no fingerprints on it. If Mr. Bullard had really pressed it himself, naturally he would have left his fingerprints behind.
Broad light obviously wiped them off.
Why would he? The guard could have come in at any moment.
He touched that button, I know he did.
The defendant, Mr. Light, was dressed as Master Mask. And Master Mask always wears gloves. What reason could he possibly have wiped the button free of fingerprints?
Order, order, order. Ah, it would seem I've been forced to eat crow.
I wonder what blend number crow-flavored coffee is. I don't want to know about that.
However, if the real killer was there at the scene, why would that person press the emergency buzzer? Shouldn't they have run away without putting themselves in extra danger?
Actually, kinda sounds reasonable.
What's with this awkward silence all of a sudden? Oh, it looks like you're fresh out of parlor tricks.
You're onto you, Nick. Just give me a minute, alright? Collect my thoughts. The real culprit killed Mr. Bullard at around 1 a.m. Mr. Light just happened to walk in when the murder was taking place, right? The killer clobbered Mr. Light and then sounded the buzzer. Even though security was supposed to respond right away if the buzzer was pressed. Security was supposed to respond. Yep, that would be the thing.
Time's up, Mr. Wright. Let's hear what you have to say.
Very well then.
Oh, you've got some guts. I like that in an opponent. Why did the real killer sound the emergency buzzer?
To call the security guard. To find out what it did. The killer knew that if they pressed that button, the guard would come running. And that was exactly what they wanted.
You mean to say that the killer called the guard on purpose?
Yes. Although, as it turned out, he never showed up. Because he was getting his clock clean at the time.
Oh, what a touching story. You're saying the killer had a change of heart and called the guard to turn himself in?
No, I'm not, you dum-dum. When that buzzer sounded, there were 3 people in that office. The victim, Kane Bullard, was already dead. The defendant, Ron Delight, was out cold. And the third person, the real killer, this looks like, look at me. Just look at me.
Hypothetically, yes.
Now then, in this situation, if the real killer made an escape, what would happen? The only ones left in the room would be the victim and Ron Delight. And if any security guard came running in at that time, they would think that I was the murderer. I feel like to explain this situation, the exhibition photo taking of that of the Master Mask probably has been tampered. Then I feel like the timestamp has been tampered, because if it wasn't, it doesn't make sense unless before Ron went to the CEO's office, he went to the exhibition first to steal the thing for some reason, and then went to the CEO office afterwards. Yes, that was precisely the real killer's objective. To frame Ron Delight for the murder. Smells like poop. It tastes like poop as well.
Order, order, order.
Ah, it would seem I've been made to eat my words once again.
Actually, you've been made to do a spit take with a cup of coffee. Mr. Wright, who was it? Who was it that tried to frame me? Wait a second. I'm the one and only Master Maso. Nick, you mean the real killer is?
We're going to drag that person in here right now. Yes, that's a thing we can do.
But who is it?
I don't have any solid proof yet, but think about it. The killer knew Mr. Light's identity, and he also knew that he had been called to KB security that night. So, the killer used him to execute a well-crafted plan to murder Kane Bullard.
Now then, let's hear your accusation, Mr. Wright. Who was it that framed Mr. Ron Delight for the murder of Kane Bullard?
It's Army. It's Master Mask. Let's look at me. Detective, look at me. He's the only one who could have done it.
Ace Detective.
Look at me.
You mean Master Mask did it?
Your Honor, the person being tried in the court next to us is not Master Master at all. He is, in actuality, the true murderer of Kane Bullard.
Order, order! Mr. Wright, explain yourself.
Theft and murder. Which is the more serious crime?
They are not even close. Murder is the more serious crime, of course. It's a capital crime subject to a capital punishment.
Please remember the trial from yesterday, if you would. When Look at Me confessed, there was a huge commotion in the courtroom.
Of course, a famous detective was on Mars as well as Master Mask.
Instead of being convicted of murder, he was found guilty of grand larceny. That was his true objective all along.
To be found guilty.
Master Mask had a perfect alibi when the murder took place. He was stealing the urn at Lord Lee Taylor. In other words, being found guilty as the Master Mask was Look at Me's airtight, watertight, and unassailable alibi.
A guilty verdict as an alibi.
Yes. I don't know if that actually works, but okay. I have not heard a case like that at all. Maybe there is some ridiculous case where someone intentionally wanted to be charged with a lesser crime, so in order to avoid a more serious one.
You know, it's almost time. For what? For Look at Me's verdict. It was a pretty simple trial after all. If we're going to stop this trial and stall that one, we need to do it now. Of course. That's assuming you have proved that the detective was the one who committed the murder. Mr. Look at Me's trial has indeed attracted the attention of the entire country. If we were to intrude and fail to provide adequate proof of his true crime, Mr. Delight would be left with no grounds for appeal.
Am I really sure about this?
Ha! A bet's only good when your life's the end.
It's alright. I believe in you.
Mr. Delight. What was that?
Ooh, spam. It was Seribot who did it. Nice. So please, I'm begging you. Thanks, but my decision will determine the rest of your life. Can I really risk your life like this? Phoenix. Oh no. I'm hearing voices again. I have to take my pills. What was that? Don't stray, Phoenix. For your client, take the path of trust. Yes. That voice. It sounds like... Mia. Your Honor, the defense requests an immediate recess.
Huh. So that's your answer, huh? Very well. I've decided as well. This court will now take a 20-minute recess. Mr. Wright, when we return, please summon Mr. Look at Me to the stand.
Wait, we have proof though. We didn't have proof. Barry, we can still do, like, suspend a trial for our trial. Oh, it's this guy.
Well, Sir Detective Adme.
Oh no, he has roughly the same voice as Adme.
I have to say, Mr. Payne, you performed splendidly. Oh, now, Sir Detective Adme, you are the one who...
it's judge number 2 that we rarely ever meet. With some hair on top.
That's enough. This court sees no reason to further prolong this trial. This court finds the defendant Look at Me.
Hold it!
Wait, don't hand down your verdict yet, please.
Well, Sir Lawyer, welcome to my courtroom.
Who just goes there?
I've never seen that expression before. My name is Phoenix Wright, attorney at law, and I wish to file an accusation against this man. Look at me. Yes, that's how you do it.
Accusation? You accuse Master Mask?
That man is not Master Mask. He's just a ruthless murderer. Yeah, so easy. To be continued. Yeah, I think this might be a shorter session since we're like already halfway through. I think the next part is just gonna be the end of this episode. All right, let me hydrate first though. Okay. Alright, October 14th, 12:14 PM, District Court, Defendant Lobby number 4. My sis? I could have sworn I've heard Mia's voice. So then she's still alive, inside your heart. Nicky boy. Oh, Miss Delight. Is it true that Detective is the real killer? To be honest, we don't have any definite proof. But he's the only one who could have done it. But wasn't he at Lordly Taylor that night? Not to mention, we don't exactly know his motive. I mean, why would Detective Adme want to kill King Bullard? Oops, it's almost time. Better get back to the courtroom. I need to find some more solid proof. It's gonna happen sooner rather than later. Yeah, like Phoenix Wright is like all about gambling. Gamble, gamble, gamble.
Now then, this court is back in session. Mr. Look at Me, please take the stand.
Well, how do you do, Sir Lawyer? I never would have thought to see you acting so recklessly.
I couldn't let them hand down your verdict just yet. Not when it would have given you your perfect alibi. An alibi by the name of Master Demasque. I'm sorry. I'm afraid even a great look at me has no idea what you mean. Of course, I have been in the next courtroom ever since 10 o'clock this morning. I'm afraid there's no way I could have known what's been going on in here.
You've been in the defendant's seat all day long, correct? Being tried as Master Demasque.
Indeed. It's truly child's play to fool the ignorant masses. Not only did the poor fools ask me to protect their valuables, they even gave me a generous reward upon returning their own property to them. Take this red diamond ring that sparkles upon my defined ring finger, for example.
So you continue to insist that you are, in fact, Master Demasque.
Of course.
Very well then, look at me. Let us begin with this simple question. On October 12 at 1 a.m., King Blood was murdered. Where were you at that time?
One without knowledge lacks even the knowledge that he should be ashamed of himself. But don't worry, I will not hold it against you, Sir Judge.
Thanks.
All right, Mr. Adme, the night of the murder, speak. We're all ears.
As you wish, Sir Prosecutor. Alibi. I was stealing the urns as Master Demasque, just as I announced I would. I had more than enough time to prepare. It was a pathetically easy job. A photograph contains no words, but in this case, one turns out to be my witness. The time in which the camera captured Master Demasque was the same time as the murder.
Okay, yeah, that's very solid. Unless the photo can't prove that it was you.
It seems the main point of discussion will be this photo of the crime scene.
Everything else up until now was all part of his plan. It has to be secret to this picture as well.
Even the great Master Demasque cannot be in two places at once. Now then, if you'll excuse me, I have a verdict to receive.
Unfortunately, Mr. Adme, you still have to do your cross-examination.
A fool is too foolish to know that he is a fool.
Wait, that's what would Francesca say, though?
I think he's trying to say that you're full of it, Nick.
The only thing that's full of it is his alibi. Gotta beat him up. Beat him up with all that alibi crap. I don't know what I'm trying to say. Sitting as Master Demasque, better easy job. Just gonna press it, I guess. So by the photograph, you mean this piece of evidence here? Is that correct?
Indeed it is. That is it. The very thing that proves I committed a crime.
The very thing that proves you committed a crime? When you think about it, it's really odd. You say that almost as if you had this picture taken on purpose.
Objection! He was simply caught by the very camera that he had set up. You all have days like that?
Indeed. It turned out that there was no such thing as the perfect crime after all. Life is truly an ironic thing, a sad blue melody.
It looks like I better gather more information for now. If it's truly the killer, there's got to be something phony in that photo. I think this one. I need to press this one. We need to, like, at least show the court that you were in charge of security, and you're not known about a security camera. I believe Adrian Andrews hired you at some point. At one point.
That's right. That was over 20 days ago, if I'm not mistaken.
You sent a calling card to Lord Lee Taylor 10 days before the heist. I don't mean you sent out the card after you began your security watch, right?
Indeed. There was no reason why I couldn't do both jobs at once. It was a perfect opportunity to steal my latest target.
I see. You truly are evil, aren't you?
Yes, evil is what I am.
Hey Nick, isn't there something odd about this? Detective Edmund was always proud of his ace detective skills, right? But if the urn was stolen from Lord Lee Taylor while he was the only one watching it, he'd have no way to maintain his perfect ace detective persona. You know, that's true. It is kind of odd. Okay, I'm guessing now only I press this one. So by photograph, you did it. Is that correct? Is there anything different about the prayer? Okay, more information. Let's press mod, I guess. About the camera that took this photograph.
Come now, it's all too clear what you're thinking.
Huh?
You think I altered the timestamp on the photograph, don't you?
I'm afraid it's impossible. The camera was set up by Lord Lee Taylor, and on top of that, it was Lord Lee Taylor's staff that entered that picture's data. Unfortunately, for the defenses, there's no way that picture could have been altered. I see.
It looks like I better find something else that could be suspicious. Okay. Okay. I guess I'll press everything. So this photograph is a proof, correct?
Indeed it is. And the man in the photo is certainly wearing a mask.
I'm actually curious. Why is the box without any paint on it? Dun dun dun. It's not actually the urn.
That is why I am called Master Mask.
But conveniently, it also means that there is no way to tell who this really is.
What do you mean? Huh? Are you saying that this is not in fact look at me? It could be an accomplice dressed up as Master Mask to create an alibi.
Aha! What an interesting idea. Are you saying that I, Lone Wolf Luke, had an accomplice?
Yes. Look at me was at KV security during the murder. And then the Master Mask in this picture has to be a fake. Exactly. We had an accomplice.
Now, remember you've said that, Mr. Trite, because there's no going back. If you're making baseless claims, I'll treat you to a penalty myself.
Penalty is probably boiling hot too.
So who is it, Mr. Trite? Who was the accomplice?
Well, sorry, have to finger you, Ron Delight. Is it this person? Oh no. Oh yes, I'm correct.
Oh, it's quite a prank you're trying to pull. Do you have any evidence that this person is in fact an accomplice?
Well, the aura. Oh no, I'm wrong. I'm wrong. Why am I wrong? There's no accomplice. I guess we'll have to see. Well, maybe accomplice is Kane Bullard? I don't know. Can't be. Who could it be? So yeah, I'm actually going to check what's the answer. I guess we can't prove that yet, so we have to Press the third statement, okay. That's very interesting. Press 2, press 4, then press 3. That's kind of dumb. Okay. But, Lordly Taylor provided that camera. There's no way I could have tampered with it. That means I could not have killed Cain Bullard, unless I had an accomplice. Come on, think long and hard about that night. The basement warehouse, and this picture that supposedly captures it. It's got to be there, here. Isn't there something funny about this picture? You bet there is. Are you implying that this picture is fake? You bet I am. There's definitely something strange about this picture. We took a look around the basement warehouse that night before the theft took place. There's something in the photo that doesn't match my memory of that night. Yeah, it's the box.
Very well, and let's hear what you have to say.
What about this?
What about this photo seems funny?
The box. Perhaps this is the area in question. Oh no. Damn it, it's not a box. It's the pink splotch. Ouch. That's why I hate this game. There is no pink splotch on the books. There's pink splotch on the floor though, but yeah, I guess I was a dumb one. I feel like that could have been also the answer. I don't know. Pink splotch here. The funny part is right here.
Why, yes, this is a blood stain. Oh, blood. But this case is getting interesting.
Not exactly. This stain is actually pink paint.
Oh, just paint. And peach colored at that.
From blood to peaches. The judge sure loves going on his wild tangents. The problem with this photograph is not the paint. The problem is, when you consider the layout of the basement warehouse, it turns out that something that should be there is now nowhere to be seen.
Well, Mr. Wright, what is supposed to be in this picture instead of the paint stains?
Oh, yeah, okay. I kind of forgot what Adrian Andrews said, but perhaps Adrian Andrews did fix the urn before it was stolen. That actually makes sense. Yeah. So if Adrian Andrews fixed the urn before it was stolen, then the statue should have been there after it was stolen. But it's clearly not, because it was Adrian Andrews that when we were there as well. When we were there. But that's actually strange. Why was it moved afterwards then? It's kind of weird. Why was the statue moved afterwards? This urn was stolen. It's actually something I totally forgot about. A statue. The supervisor of the treasure exhibit stated the following. Well, there's a good reason for that. On the day of the crime, around noon, the golden statues happened to arrive from Mountain Training Hall. I realized that the statue would be the perfect size for covering up the paint stains. That's why I put it where you first saw it. I myself was there at night as the theft took place, and saw a statue in that spot. If this picture was truly taken on that night, then that statue should have been there.
But when I went there the day after the theft, a statue of the old bag was sitting in the corner.
Yeah, that actually is what I'm wondering.
Perhaps it was somehow pushed there accidentally.
Your Honor, this statue is slightly larger than yourself and quite heavy. It would take more than an accidental push to move in that distance.
Oh, in that case, can you prove it? Can you give us a rhyme and reason as to why the statue was moved at night?
Can you do it, Nick? Never mind who moved it. The real question is, why did they move it? Look at me move it, because you need to set it to look like that looked the same situation as he took the picture. Alright, yeah, that actually makes sense now.
Well, Mr. Wright, I hope you are prepared with your answer. Now then, who was the one that moved the golden statue on the night of the crime?
Yeah, it's look at me. The one who moved the statue is none other than look at me. After it was done. Come now, Sir Lawyer. Yeah, you go again. One of your strange delusions.
Mr. Wright, what basis do you have for your strange delusions?
It's very simple. The witness was the only one in the basement warehouse that night.
That is indeed very simple. However, why would I want to move a heavy golden statue?
The reason for moving the golden statue is where our battle really begins.
Well, Mr. Wright, what reason did a witness have to move that statue?
The reason can be found here in this photograph. Look at me. You pretended to be Master Demasque to create an alibi by showing you were at Lordly Taylor that night. But this photograph contains a single fatal flaw. If the statue had been there, your lie would be exposed like a cheap film at a drugstore. That is why you had to move the statue.
A single fatal flaw?
Interesting theory. Please enlighten us.
Just swear in this picture does this lie exist?
The box, right? I feel like it's the box this time. Wait, it's this? It's the picture. It's a timestamp. Oh, it doesn't say the date. It's kind of weird. Naturally, the lie in this photo is a stamp.
What do you mean?
I'll tell you exactly what I mean. On the night in question, Look at Me went to KB Security and murdered Kane Bullard. Therefore, it's obvious. It would have been impossible for him to have been at Lordly Taylor at this time.
What does that have to do with the statue being moved?
Remember, if you will, Your Honor, when was the statue placed beside the warehouse door?
Well, the statue was taken down to the warehouse on the day of the crime. It was placed there in order to cover up the paint.
Exactly. Look at Me had already decided on the time when he was going to kill the victim, and so, in order to create an alibi for that time, he took this picture days before the murder took place.
What the?
Of course, the statue hadn't yet been brought down to the basement warehouse yet.
Oh!
So, on the day of the crime, Mr. Admi must have been quite nervous. As nervous as a long-tailed cat in a rocking chair factory, so to speak. Okay, does that make sense? Why? Because something that wasn't supposed to be there had been brought down and placed where it wasn't supposed to be. And that is why Look at Me had to move the statue on the night of the murder. He did it to make the room match with the way it had been in his photo. Wah!
Order! Order! Mr. Atme, is this true?
One moment, Your Honor. Have you forgotten this?
What's that?
The data for the basement warehouse computer. According to this, the camera did indeed go off the night of the crime.
It's true that the camera had been set up by the Lordly Taylor staff. However, the program used to manage that data was yours. That alone would have allowed you to tamper with the data. The Okay. Yeah!
Order! Order! Mr. Goddard, what is the meaning of this? Goddard, I warned you about making me wait. Now put that coffee down. My 11th cup. I've promised to drink no more than 17 during a trial, which means I'm still good till the last drop. However, the defense has a very good point. A good point? So what? We are all but travelers on a road of infinite points.
I think he's got his points mixed up with his other points.
So, you say this photograph was taken ahead of time, and that the statue was moved in order to make it match. That's a very interesting idea. However, there's one point that can't be denied.
Which is...
It's only a possibility. Men that are trapped by the chains of maybe can never reach their dreams.
Okay, I have no idea.
That's very true.
Wait, don't fall for that, Your Honor.
Hey, Mr. Demasque.
Yes?
If there's no funny business in your actions as Master Mask, there should be no problem with you telling us your strategy, so let's hear it. Yes, please provide this court with your testimony about your plan to steal the sacred urn.
Sacred urn? Heist. I first received a request from Lordly Taylor about 20 days ago, and was placed in a box, and Zvari. It was then sent to the warehouse, and I was actually unable to see the urn for myself until the day of the crime. I knew it was extremely valuable treasure, so I sent my car 10 days beforehand. How do you know it's extremely expensive? I then handled security by myself to ensure that my crime would go smoothly. Last, I held the urn in my hands for the first time at 1 AM on October 12th. It's pretty much all stuff we've heard before, isn't it? Yeah, but we will find truth hidden in the nuggets of new information he gave.
Witness, you're sure there are no mistakes this time?
Zvari.
Very well then, Mr. Wright. You may begin your cross-examination.
Right. Place in a box, send it to the warehouse. I'm going to see that myself to clear that. It's really valuable. You mean this calling card? That's right. That is without a doubt my calling card. Guess Mr. Delight didn't make it this after all. Of course, because Admin knew about the emblem. Making this card authentic would have been child's play for him. How? How did you handle the security? And no one entered the basement warehouse. Unfortunately, there were many different treasures being taken there. Thus, for a period of approximately 5 days. People indeed going in and about of the warehouse. As I held in the urn, my hands put for assignment. Maybe I can just present the urn? No. Testimonies, CEO, newspaper clipping, games. We don't have anything about being it worthless. I will see the urn for myself the day of the crime. So you're sure that you had never seen the urn before? Indeed, you may ask Lady Andrews to confirm for yourself.
My security was focused entirely on the entrance to that warehouse. However, look at me, let no information whatsoever slip through my fingers.
Okay, how do you know it was in a box? You mean this box?
Yes, that pathetic box. Lady Andrews was especially taken with that urn. And she wouldn't let anyone enter the storeroom, not even me.
Huh, interesting new tidbit. Okay. You were asked to guard the urn by Miss Adrian Andrews, is that right?
Indeed, it seemed that they had heard of my sparkling reputation.
I see Miss Andrews is still attracting the weirdos. You better watch out too, Maya. You better watch out too, Maya. I've pressed all the statements, I think. Except for this one, I guess. Well, press it as well. And this is the photo that proves that her.
Indeed, to be honest, even if a photo was taken, I didn't think it would matter terribly much.
Nick, if this photo is fake, Detective Atme might have stolen an urn whenever this was taken. It's true. You know, he's been saying that he never saw the urn until that night. If we can prove that he's lying there, we can wrap this up and put a bow on it. For record. Okay, no. There's only one thing we need to prove that he took this photo well before the actual crime. The one thing that we can say very clearly, he never seen the urn before he stole it. Okay, they are hinting very much that I need to contradict this statement with something. Probably how he describes the urn. Speckled urn, is it? Is that gonna be what it proves? Wait, here's the this thing. Yeah, the treasure. You could have seen it with this photo, this poster, right? Apparently not. This is not the apparently, okay, yeah, it's the card. I was thinking speckled urn, so I guess that means he knows what it looks like. But there is an exhibition poster, unless the exhibition poster is only, oh, I guess. Oh yeah, correct. That's one fact that I forgot, is that the posters was only available on the exhibition day itself, I guess. Very sneaky, but makes sense why I can't use that as an evidence. Mr. Adme, if you really are Master Mask, then you also wrote this calling card, correct?
But of course!
Is there a problem with that calling card? Allow me to read a passage from the calling card that Master Mask had written. Take good care of the speckled urn. Now, the speckled urn, speckled here, surely refers to this pink pattern on the sacred urn.
Yes, that is true. But so what?
Truth be told, there's no way that Master Mask could have known about this pattern.
What do you mean?
This pink spotted pattern on the urn is actually nothing but more than paint stains.
Paint stains?
And these stains did not appear. Speckled means stains, or what? Spotted? What does speckled mean actually? Covered or marked with a large number of small spots or patches of color. Okay, so that's what it means. Now I know. Now I know. Until after the urn had been taken to Lord Lee Taylor. I'm not finding this joke to be very funny, Mr. Trite. The day that the sacred urn was taken to the warehouse, The urn was broken due to the human error, or should I say, an error-prone human. And it's when the pink paint got on the urn.
Ugh, you can't be serious.
I am. I'm dead serious, and yet this calling card clearly mentions the paint pattern. Which means Detective Admin had seen this urn long before the crime ever took place. In fact, he saw it when this fake photo was taken. Because this photo is a fake, your alibi for the night of the murder no longer holds water. Yes, we beat him, right? I'm sure we beat him. Of course. It's only the beginning, perhaps.
Witness, do you have anything to say for yourself?
Right, that did it. It's broken. Nick, I think it's still a little early for a victory pose. Huh? Yeah, he still have a couple of drinks left, maybe.
Oh, it's so sad. No one has any conviction these days. Conviction, you say? Yesterday we all decided unanimously that this man was Master Mask, and now we're calling him a murderer. You don't think we're being a tad fickle? That's a good point.
No way, don't fall for that, Your Honor, you stupid dum-dum.
You say that Look At Me was the one who killed Cain Bullard? Let me ask you this. Why would he do that?
An excellent point. Motive, Mr. Wright, motive. Might you, my merry murderer's motive manifest?
Nick is getting his second win.
If he prepared an alibi and pinned his crime on Ron Delight, as you say, he must have had a very strong motive for murder. The only one with any motive we've seen is Ron Delight. Isn't that right, Detective?
Indeed, according to my own research, the boy's motive is clear.
Without a motive, it's nearly impossible to prove guilt in a murder case. Now then, maybe you can enlighten us as to what the defendant's motives were.
I'd be honored to, Sir Old-Timer.
Doing everything they can to make Ron look suspicious. Despite our lack of hard information, this may be our only chance. Yes, maybe this is the last statement. If it is, it's rather soon. Motive for murder.
Look at me, had no points of contact with the victim whatsoever. Cain Bullard decided to investigate Master Mask and simply mistook who he was. It was Mr. Bullard who wrote the blackmail letter and sent it to Ron Delight. It was again Mr. Bullard who harbored a grudge against Mr. Delight for his betrayal. Mr. Bullard's mistake is quite excusable. The defendant truly believes he is Master Mask. That is why Mr. Delight saw it fit to kill Cain Bullard. Truly a tragedy.
So the victim, Cain Bullard, blackmailed the defendant.
Actually, I'm just to make sure of this. If you don't want to try to interview to the welcome to KB Security 1 AM on October 12th, then bring 50,000. If you don't, I'll take that red diamond you received the other day instead. Oh, yeah, this isn't addressed to Ron. That last sentence is very obvious.
This is the blackmail letter found in the defendant's apartment. A handwriting test confirms that Mr. Bullard was indeed the one who wrote the letter.
What? Okay. Still doesn't change what the context is about. It's about look at me.
Very well, Mr. Wright. Begin your cross-examination.
Does Ron have a red diamond anywhere? I don't think so. Time to investigate data. Who wrote blackmail and sent to Ron the light. I'm gonna press this. You mean this blackmail is right here?
It says bring $50,000.
And her handwriting is without a doubt the victim's.
There's no mistake. We have an official report to prove it. But I don't see an addressee on this letter anywhere.
Yeah, that's right. Addressee?
This letter was discovered in Ron Delight's apartment. Mr. Delight did show up at the designated place and time. The fact that there is no address is irrelevant.
I wonder. What's up, Nick? I just had a thought. What if that blackmail letter wasn't meant for Mr. Light? Yes, indeed, it wasn't. Wow, do we have any evidence for that? For some reason, I just can't shake the feeling. There's something not quite right about this blackmail letter. Well, everyone, are you quite satisfied? Maybe I should press more though, I guess. I feel like I have the right evidence, the right statement. Maybe the right statement, maybe not. But yeah, just pressing would be better to be safe than sorry, I guess. What do you mean by that? Oh my, I was certain you were already aware. Very. Okay, blah blah blah, here on this KB security. King Blood had yet forgive young Mr. Delight, which is why he sent him that letter on mistakenly believe he was the thief.
Here is a file that we discovered in Mr. Bullard's office. Evidence that Mr. Bullard was receiving money through blackmail. However, isn't that a bit odd? Why did the defendant pay Mr. Bullard money, even though he wasn't actually Master Mask?
On that point, there was an unfortunate bit of chance. I don't think the other two statements, the last two statements is important. But yeah, I just look at the guides for telling me to do this. Not using the blackmail letter, but apparently I should be using the... Oh, I am using the blackmail letter. Yeah, I was right. Mind if I ask you a few questions, Detective Admin? Well, if it's just a few, I guess it's alright. You see that this letter was addressed to Ron Delight. I couldn't help but notice one major contradiction. Contradiction?
I don't know where walking contradiction like you gets off saying things like that.
You'll want to talk.
At times like this, men are made to express themselves with their fists. Why don't you show us what you've got there, Junior? Indeed, time to man up, Mr. Wright. Show us the contradicting evidence in the content of the blackmail letter.
Newspaper clipping, maybe? I don't know. Wait. That our first high guard photo is Ron Light. There's no red diamond, is it? Are we like that's the thing? Tear of Amnon, Crown Poncora, Portrait of Magina. Yeah, it was blue. Take a good look at this newspaper clipping. It contains a picture of the Tear of Amnon. Well, actually, that's true, but also, what are the other things that were stolen? Are we supposed to remember? Are we not supposed to remember what they are? stolen jewel.
Oh, what about it?
The problem is this, jewel's color.
Color? I'm not much for discussing color myself.
According to the clipping, the color of the stolen jewel was blue. However, in the blackmail letter, a totally different jewel is mentioned. I'll take that red diamond you received the other day.
Red?
Which means, the red diamond described in the blackmail letter is not a teal emerald that Master Mas stole at all.
And your point is, Mr. Trite. So are you trying to say that this blackmail letter was intended for someone else? That is what you're trying to say, right, Trite? That is what you're trying to say, right, Mr. Wright?
Well, that is what you're trying to say, right, Nick? Why is everyone repeating? Yes. This is who Cain Bulat was actually blackmailing. Look at me! Look at me! Naturally, it was you, Detective Atme. Do you have some sort of basis for that claim? You have been personally involved in every single Master Mas case. And in the last case, you recovered what was stolen and received a jewel as your reward.
A jewel?
Probably the one wrapped conspicuously around your finger. That red diamond ring. Shouldn't have been wearing that ring all the time at me. That is the diamond referred to in the letter. Which means that Cain Bulat wrote that letter in order to blackmail you. Ah!
Order! Order in the court! Order, I say. It seems you've gone too far with your childish pranks, Mr. Trite.
Uh-oh, I don't like the way he said that.
Cain Bulat blackmailing, look at me. Are you for real?
Yes, I am. Nick, come on, stand up to him.
But answer me this. The blackmail letter contains the following passage. You don't want your identity revealed to the world. Yes, it certainly does. Cain Bulat threatened to make Luke Atme's identity public knowledge. An identity he wanted to keep a secret. So just what was that identity?
Atme killed Cain Bulat because he was afraid of his secret becoming known. What was the identity he wanted to keep secret? This is what it all comes down to, Nick. Yes. We're reversing the decision. The identity that Look at Me wanted to so desperately keep secret was the identity as Mask. Demasque. Look at Me was Master Mask. So confusing. What?
It's my line.
What's that supposed to mean?
That's my line too. Listen up, you. This is what you've been saying up to this point in time. The witness pretended to be Master Mas in order to pin the murder on the defendant. In which case you want to insist up to the point and beyond the day you die. Drawn the light was in fact Master Mas. I must say, this sudden change of heart doesn't reflect...
Ah! Oh no! Okay. A blackmailer, I guess. Ah, blackmailer. Look at Me was a blackmailer.
Objection!
Hey now, isn't that a little different from what you've been saying? You said that Cain Bulat was the one blackmailing Look at Me. Are you saying that Atme was blackmailing someone else on top of that?
You have to admit that that's only odd. It's not odd. It's the only thing that makes any sense. Cain Bulat was blackmailing Look at Me. Ron Delight was also being blackmailed by a certain someone. Yes, Ron was being blackmailed.
In which case, that would mean that Rondelite was actually Master Mask.
This is what we are claiming. Someone else came up with plans and had Mr. Delight seal his targets for him. That someone was none other than Look at Me.
Shh, silence! Now I see. It's all becoming clear.
What is?
When you're in grade school, you receive the same report card every year. Careless, with a tendency to jump to conclusions. Am I wrong?
How did you?
You say that Look at Me, was blackmailing Ron Delight. In which case I would naturally know all about his relation to Master Mask.
Oh, yes.
Ron Delight started receiving plans from his second crime onward, correct? Which means I learned of his identity when he committed the first crime.
Good point. You certainly could have blackmailed him otherwise. In that case, let's see some heartbeat evidence. During the first crime, how did Look at Me know that Ron Delight was Master Mask?
Again, the newspaper clipping, I think. Or is there something else? Is there like a statement? Oh no, that was the statement. Not. I don't think it's Ron's testimony. Maybe it's newspaper clipping again. Yeah, this one. I think I see it. See what? When you were in grade school, you received the same report card every year. Gets into lots of mischief trying to be the center of attention.
What do you mean?
This newspaper clipping. It has a picture of you at Ron Delight in his guard uniform. It seems that Master Mask didn't just disappear into thin air. He just took off his outfit and hid in a blue bucket.
It sounds far too stupid to be true.
Correct. Tricks like that, he couldn't fool a baby, let alone an ace detective. That's when you figured it out, Miss Atme. That's when you learned that on his mask, Master Mask was really Ron Delight.
What the? That's a ace detective. Not really, Dad. It looks like he was even an ace detective.
I can't believe it. He was just a Slammy's blackmailer.
Not afraid. Trying to pass himself as an ace detective. Why, you? How dare you expose me like that?
Oh no, I'm making it into British.
Why I mean, I've never blackmailed anyone in my life. I'm a famous and proud ace detective and also Master Mask. Why can't you understand that?
I'm afraid you are neither a proud thief nor an ace detective. You're a blackmailer and a murderer. That is your true identity.
Why, you? How dare you even imply that I'm different about details? Why not try to tell me yourself? It does big mouths. You're the fools. I say now you can't compare my genius. You're really just assless. So go on, discreet me. Come and trade me. Damn, I can handle it. Murder, blackmail, threats. It's enough to make one laugh.
Okay. Oh my god, my throat. It was so itchy doing that quick voice. But I'm fine, I'm fine.
It would seem we finally arrived at a real answer.
It's quite a performance by Mr. Atney.
Bailiff, please prepare yourself for Mr. Atme.
It's not done yet.
The hammer strikes too fast, has no time to aim. What do you mean? I'm already prepared to deliver my ruling. Allow me to say one thing. I will be the one to judge. Okay?
Don't get much more in your face than that.
It appears that your claws weren't quite sharp enough, Mr. Trite.
What do you...
It's true that you've proven a lot of things. Things like Look at Me was a filthy blackmailer, and that he wasn't at Lordly Taylor the night of the murder.
That's right. That's why he's the one who killed Mr.
But there's still one thing you have yet to prove. What's that? Just because he wasn't at the warehouse doesn't mean he was at the murder scene. Therefore, if you can't prove that this pitiful excuse for a man was at KB security, then I don't see how a verdict can be delivered.
No way! Yes way. All we have is circumstantial evidence.
Order in the court. Well, Mr. Wright.
This is it. This is the final round. I've got to prove that Anne was at Mr. Bullard's office at night. But can you really prove that?
That's long enough, Mr. Trite. I want to hear your answer.
That night Look at Me was at KV security. The defense... Can I prove it? I don't think I can prove it. I don't have anything to say. Maybe. I really can't prove it. My decision to say not. I can't prove it. Yeah, I can't prove it. I can't prove it.
Just as I thought.
But if we hear more of Detective Atme's testimony...
Objection!
Unfortunately, that's as far as you go, Mr. Trite.
What do you mean?
I won't allow for any more testimony. That's what I mean.
What?
Have you forgotten? Look at Me is here after we interrupted his own trial. And you have failed to prove that he committed a murder. I think it's time for this witness to return to his own trial and face his guilty verdict as Master Mask.
No.
Well now, Sir Lawyer, it seems that love wins out in the end after all. I am the ace detective as well as Master Mask. My verdict will verify that. Just as Ron Delights will verify that he is the true murderer. I declare that with the full force of my ace detectiveness.
Okay.
Order in the court. There's enough deliberation over this witness.
I can't believe this. At this rate, Ron is... Don't give up, Nick. We still have it tomorrow. We can look for more evidence and... By then it'll be too late. Huh? Why?
Look. Double jeopardy. One of the basic rules of any court of law.
Double jeopardy?
Should a defendant be tried and found innocent in court, a defendant cannot be tried again for the same crime. This is a fundamental rule of all courts. It applies to this witness as much as it applies to anyone else. Mr. Atme will be found guilty in a matter of minutes. Guilty as Master Mask, which means he will be innocent as far as the murder of Cain Bullard is concerned.
No way.
The fact that you were unable to prove Mr. Atme's guilt of the crime here means that he will never again be tried as Cain Bullard's murderer.
Wow. Yeah, I mean, in the fantasy court, I guess. I don't really want to talk about all that stuff since we're jumping. Well, not necessarily doing anything properly at this point. It can't really compare to the real world system, you know. Now there's nothing I can possibly do, Ian. Even if Ron is proclaimed to be innocent, the real killer, look at me, will go free.
You have cross-examined every statement the witness has made here today. But as long as there is no more testimony, I'm afraid I have to declare there will be no further questioning of his witness. Are there any objections? And I hereby end the cross-examination of Look at Me.
Who said that? It's Mia, I think. I think I see it. Your Honor, when you were a child, this is what was on your report card every year. Has poor hearing and often makes mistakes as a result.
How did you?
Phoenix, raise your head up high. Have you forgotten what I used to tell you? A lawyer is someone who smiles no matter how bad it gets. That voice! No way! Long time no see, Phoenix. Mia! This is the true power of the Korean channeling technique. I know that's really Maya who's standing before me, but right now she's my mentor, Mia Fey. Now, let's do this. But there's nothing more we can do, Mia. Without any more testimony, I can't cross-examine. Not yet. The testimony's not over yet. What do you mean? Your Honor, just now you said something very interesting. You have cross-examined every statement the witness has made here today.
Yes, that's true, but...
Unfortunately, Your Honor, you're forgetting something. Earlier, after the last cross-examination, this witness made a number of remarks.
Well now, Sir Lawyer, it seems that love wins out in the end after all. I am the ace detective as well as Master Moss. My verdict will verify that. Just as Ron Delight's verified that he is the true murderer. I declare that with the full force of my ace detectiveness.
Yes, but these comments appear to have no importance whatsoever.
Very well, then we shall prove their importance via cross-examination. At any rate, as long as the witness has made these remarks, we, the defense, assert our right to question them. Is that all right with you, prosecutor?
Is something the matter, Mr. Courtauld? Nothing.
Oh, Sir Lawyer, it looks like you're one step too late. If you think such falsehoods would do anything to me, look at...
Let's hear it.
Huh?
It's true that the witness made some remarks. So then, let's hear this last bit of cross-examination.
Mr. Goddard, what are you?
Very well then, Mr. Look at Me. I'm going to allow the defense to cross-examine your earlier remarks.
The defense would like to hear why you declared the defendant to be the true murderer.
So please, give us one last bit of testimony.
Phoenix, this is it. This is our absolute last chance. Yes, Chief. The last testimony.
Indeed, it is true that I was not at Lord Lee Taylor. I had to leave to see about another vitally important job request. I'd known about a date beforehand, so I had this photograph readied. My brilliant deduction was more what informed me that the true culprit was Ron Delight. And thanks to the keycard and wallet, it was abundantly clear that he was there. I was also able to make a deduction from the buzzer which only sounded once. The button did not have any fingerprints on it. Why? The victim would have left prints if it sounded it. which means the killer sounded it. Mr. Light was wearing his Master Mask outfit, which is why he left no prints. And a blackmail letter. The victim likely just mistook the color of the jewel. Very. Therefore, all the evidence points to that poor boy. This testimony actually seems to hold up pretty well.
The witness's earlier remarks do not appear to have been hastily prepared. All of his points have been explained, and none of them seem to contradict anything.
But of course.
But how did you know about the emergency buzzer?
Police investigation documents went directly through me. And I always look over old documents. It's elementary, Sir Lawyer.
Are you going to make even more trouble for us now, Sir Lawyer? I will not allow any of your usual shenanigans, Mr. Wright.
Yes, Your Honor.
We cannot postpone Luke and Mi's trial any longer. This is your last chance.
Hang on a second. There's one chance.
It seems that the party is about to begin.
Well, Phoenix, there isn't any evidence that contradicts with that testimony. So it would seem. What do you mean? So it would seem. Listen, Phoenix, pointing out contradictions doesn't always mean you have to present evidence, does it? At any rate, this is our last chance. If you can't point out a case-breaking contradiction, you lose. That's all there is to it.
Cop number 17. The lost cop. It seems that the time has come to put an end to this trial.
I have to find a fatal contradiction in this testimony, and I need to point it out without presenting evidence. Which means all I can do is find a contradictory remark and press it. Remember, you only get one chance.
Very well. Mr. Wright, please begin your final cross-examination.
All right. Will do. Will do. No pressure at all. I had to leave to see important, but another vitally important job request. My brilliant deduction was informed me that the true culprit was Lon Delight. His keycard and wallet was abundantly clear that he was there. How does he know about a keycard and wallet, though? My only mind is this, but I don't know. Perhaps this isn't the one. Apparently not. Ninth statement. True. The victim would have left prints without that. Mr. Light was wearing his Master Mask outfit, which is why he left no prints. No one knows what Master Mask was wearing. Except for Master Mask, or except for Ron Delight. And no one knew what Ron Delight was wearing, except for Ron himself. Guess this is it. Mr. Atme, about this last remark.
Objection!
You still don't get it, do you, Trite? This isn't the time to be pressing the witness on every little statement.
I'm afraid you're the one who still doesn't get it, Mr. Godot.
What?
Mr. Atme, it seems you have finally admitted that you were in the CEO's office on the night of the murder. How can you say that? Let's review your testimony, shall we, Mr. Atme? The button did not have any fingerprints on it. Why? Mr. Delight was wearing his Master Mask outfit, is that correct? Indeed, that's what I said. My deductions are absolutely foolproof. More like your deductions prove that you're a fool. I'm sorry? Whatever do you mean?
For some reason, I'm starting to get really thirsty.
When exactly did we learn that fact? Ron Delite was dressed as Master Mask when he went to the scene of the crime. Oh yeah, when we were getting Ron's testimony, Look at Me was not in the court. So how does he know about that?
It was just a few hours ago, like when my sixth cop was looking at me with a cold stare.
Yeah, it was Ron who said it, and it was in the court itself, nowhere else. That's right, the defendant had yet to tell anyone else this fact before this morning. Therefore, the only people who should know this are those who have been watching this trial.
Nah.
Do you understand now, Detective Edme? There is no way that you should have known about that. You're in the next courtroom, being tried as Master Mask. So then, enlighten us. Just how did you know about this piece of information?
Well... Come on, this detective must have known about it. He probably had plenty of time to divide up beforehand.
There's no chances that I want to discuss next. Tonight, Mr. Delite was wearing his Master Mask outfit. There's one and only one way for Detective Edme to have found that out.
Only one? One way, you say?
Please recall, if you will, Mr. Delite's testimony. Yeah, he was bonked. For a second, my client witnessed the real killer.
But Mr. Delite never saw his attacker, so there's no way to tell whether or not the real killer was Look at Me.
It's with that statement I'll turn this case on its head.
What are you implying?
Mr. Delite saw the real killer, correct? Now you've turned that statement around. It stands to reason that the real killer had also seen Ron Delite.
Impossible.
Detective Edme, you saw Master Mask at the murder scene that night. You saw him when he killed Queen Bullard and assaulted Ron Delite. That was the only way he could have known what Ron was wearing. Something's brewing. It's gonna blow!
Take a good look, everyone. Unable to find a rival worthy of my genius, I was forced to create one by myself. Here I am, the tragic clown.
The same line you gave yesterday.
But I think there's a little more meaning behind this time. Okay, I guess that's it.
What an awfully complicated incident. Queen Bullard was blackmailing Look at Me, who was in turn blackmailing Ron Delite. But upon killing his blackmailer, Look at Me tried to frame Ron Delite. He then claimed to be guilty as Master Mask in order to escape his true crime.
To that end, he came up with this plan to use the double jeopardy rule when making his alibi.
At any rate, would seem we finally found the truth.
Excuse me?
I came perilously close to besmirching the record of an innocent young man, besmirching him with the title of murderer.
Don't ignore me!
Oh, I did realize you were there.
Why wouldn't he be? About the verdict?
I know. You never committed any murder.
That's right. I'm so glad you understand, but I really am Master Mask!
Oh?
So, thanks to that trial yesterday, I'm innocent right now, right? What did you say? Double jeopardy?
Now that you mention it,
Oh, okay, yeah, I guess that's it. It's also free from that being a thief. Being charged as a thief.
I've been careless.
Careless?
What do you think, Mayor?
As defense says, the rule of double jeopardy is absolute. The defendant can never be tried twice for a crime in which he was once found innocent.
Then, Master Mask is the innocent?
It would seem so. For now.
For now.
Yes, I guess. He's a free man. System doesn't work. We need to dispose him. the hard way.
Now then, this court finds the defendant not guilty.
Hey! Finally. This trial has been going for far too long. Boy, this is really lucky. Wait, it sounds so good after all. You see, the thing is, I still have Master Mask after all.
Okay.
Hey! October 14, 3:35 p.m. District Court defendant nominee number 4. You did it, Phoenix.
Thanks, Mia.
It's been a long time, hasn't it? Yeah, it's because Maya doesn't call me much these days.
Oh?
I'm just joking, Phoenix. Don't take everything so seriously. On the other hand, Maya, she seemed kind of torn these days. You mean about becoming the master of Korean channeling school? Becoming the master means saying goodbye to our mother. Misty Faye, right? Watch over her, will you, Phoenix? Of course. Well then, see you around. I guess she turned back into Maya. Mr. Wright, I didn't know what to say. Congratulations, Mr. Delight. Thank you so much. No, wait. Nothing really matters anymore, though, now that all of this happened. Come on, just be happy already. Maya, I've been cleared of that murder charges and got off as Master Mask to boot. But in exchange, I lost everything. Huh? What do you mean? Stealing security information from KB Security? Becoming Master Mask? I did it all for one reason. For her.
You mean your wife, Desiree?
She hates criminals more than anything.
Come to think of it, she was once held hostage by some robbers, wasn't she?
She always said how she hated sneaky criminals. I knew that, but once I got fired from KB Security and lost all the money I had, she wouldn't have any reason to stay with me. I thought she would leave me for sure.
So that's why you became Master Mask?
Yes, but it's all over now. A broken bow can never be put back together. It's not true, right, Nick?
Right.
Really? Can we go back to the way things were? You'll be fine, and Nick can prove it.
I can? I kind of wish you would check me with me first. It's Delight. Even if bow is broken, there's always a way to put it back together.
Using the sacred urn? I guess. Is that what you're trying to tell me? Use the sacred urn. Yes, the sacred urn. The sacred urn. Nessie was the one who found this.
Desiree, your wife. She's always believed in you, Ron.
That's why you'll be fine. You don't have to worry about anything. Ah, there you are.
Miss Delight.
You did it, Ronnie. You're innocent. I'm so happy. Thank you. I appreciate it. But I suppose you don't want anything more to do with me, do you? Ronnie, why didn't you talk to me about what was going on? I had no idea you'd quit KB Security. I never imagined that you were really Master Mask either. Miss Delight, what are you going to do now that you know? You're not going to really leave him, are you? Come on, it's obvious, isn't it? How could I ever let a wonderful man like him get away? After all, my bike's really fast. So fast there's no way he could ever get away. Didn't you say that you hated criminals? Oh, I only hate people who act all cowardly and sneaky. Like that detective. I see. I really don't know. My Ronnie went and declared his crimes before he committed them. Like a man. I just love a man who's so chivalrous. I didn't think that it's what he did, though. He was not involved with his heist at all. Chivalrous? I knew I was right about you. Every day I spent with you is filled with thrills and excitement. Desi! Desiree, you really do love Ron, don't you? So it's not all just about money, money, money. Nicky boy. Yes? I'm really glad I asked you to defend my Ronnie. Thank you so much. I'll never forget what you've done for us. Oh, well, take care of yourself. You too, Nicky boy. Gulp. I can feel my face going red.
Mr. Nick, Mr. Maya, congratulations!
Talk about bad timing.
Mr. Nick, how could you, with another man's wife, in front of Mr. Maya?
No, you've got...
I'll never forgive you, never, ever!
Oh, I'm getting domestically abused by a child. So just as his case came to a close, so too did my consciousness. I got slapped out of consciousness by a child. Okay. I don't want spoilers, but just want to say I'm here. Hello, Claude. Welcome. Thanks for dropping by, I guess. On said, a broken bow can never be put back together. How you read the child's dialogue so quickly. Well, with practice, I guess. I know that's not true. I mean, just look. So cute. Here's a perfect example of one that was put back together, even better than before. Yeah. Way better than it originally was, right? Right. Yay, we finished episode 2, finally. We came just at the right time, because, yeah, we finished this. And, yeah. Oh, how long was that? 2 hours, almost 30 minutes. It was a good one, I guess. I'm glad. I don't have that good of a memory. So I don't remember everything, every little details about the cases in Ace Attorney. It has been more than 10 years since I played it, so I guess it's good. It's also amazing that I still remember some details, but not everything. But yeah, it was fun. So for anyone that watched this thus far, thank you so much. Hope you enjoyed this. Well, those are watching in a VOD. If you like it, and if you do, maybe go subscribe, like, and follow, and all that. I don't know why I keep saying this. I guess it's like a little thing I have to say because I don't know what to say at the end. But yeah, in any case, I enjoyed playing Ace Attorney. We'll continue doing another session next week. Yeah, goodbye to those watching a VOD. Take care. Stay hopeful. Be critical. Bye bye.